Blackwood, Nevada, hums with the restless energy of a desert town caught between its rough edges and polished ambitions. I'm Riley Parker, 30, a corporate lawyer who traded city skyscrapers for this dusty outpost to escape a life that felt like a cage. My latest case involves defending Blackwood Energy, a solar company tangled in a fraud scandal, but it's brought me face to face with Jace Hawk Malone, the vice president of the Hard Riders MC. 3 months ago, a reckless night at a roadside bar. His leather jacket, my silk blouse, and a shared bottle of whiskey ignited a passion I can't forget. Now, as I sit in my office, the desert sun glaring through the blinds, his memory burns hotter than the Nevada heat. Jace strides in unannounced, his black boots heavy on the hardwood, his dark eyes locking onto mine like a predator's. "Riley, we need to talk," he says, his voice a low growl, his leather cut emblazoned with the Hard Rider's skull. My pulse quickens, the air between us charged with the memory of that night. His hands on my waist, the desert stars above us. "About the case?" I ask, my voice steadier than I feel, adjusting my blazer to hide my trembling hands. He leans against my desk, too close, his cedar and smoke scent stirring a dangerous warmth. "About us," he says, his gaze dropping to my lips. "And why you're poking into Blackwood Energy's dirty laundry." My heart stutters. The case file on my desk, discrepancies in Blackwood Energy's accounts, missing funds linked to offshore deals. Hints at something bigger, and Jace's MC has been sniffing around the company's solar farms. "You know something," I say, narrowing my eyes, but his smirk only deepens the tension. "I know you're in over your head, princess," he says. His nickname for me, a tease that sparks heat low in my belly. Before I can retort, Tessa Quinn, my paralegal and childhood friend, bursts in, her red hair wild, her green eyes wide. "Riley, I found something," she whispers, glancing at Jace. "Encrypted emails. Someone's paying off the MC to sabotage the investigation." Jace's jaw tightens, but he doesn't flinch. "Careful, Tessa," he says, his voice low. "You're playing a dangerous game." Tessa's defiance falters, and I step between them, my heart racing. "If you're involved, Jace, I'll find out," I say, my voice sharp, but his hand grazes my arm, the touch electric, pulling me back to that night. His lips on my neck, the desert wind in our hair. "I'm not your enemy, Riley," he murmurs, his eyes holding mine, raw and intense. "Meet me tonight at the Iron Horse. We'll talk." He leaves, his boots echoing, and Tessa grabs my arm. "He's trouble, Riley. Those emails mention a hawk. Be careful." Her warning chills me, but Jace's touch lingers, a forbidden pull I can't shake. I dive into the case file, finding transactions linked to a shell company, Desert Ventures, with payments to an account labeled HRMC. My stomach twists. Is Jace's club involved? I text Tessa, asking her to trace the account, but her reply is curt. Asterisk, I'm being watched. Stay sharp. Asterisk, fear creeps in, someone's targeting us. At the Iron Horse, a gritty bar on Blackwood's outskirts, the air smells of beer and leather, the jukebox blaring a slow country tune. Jace is waiting, his dark hair tousled, his eyes scanning me like I'm the only one in the room. "You look good, princess," he says, sliding me a whiskey, his fingers brushing mine, sending a shiver through me. We dance, his hands on my hips, our bodies swaying too close, the memory of our night igniting a fire I can't quench. "Tell me you're clean," I whisper, my lips near his ear, the heat between us undeniable. "I'm trying to protect you," he says, his voice rough, his hand tightening on my waist. "The MC's being framed. Desert Ventures is a front for someone at Blackwood Energy." His words ring true, but Tessa's emails haunt me. A commotion outside breaks the moment. A motorcycle revving, a brick crashing through the window with a note. "Back off, lawyer." Jace shields me, his body tense, and calls his club for backup. Tessa arrives, her face pale. "I traced the account," she says. "It's linked to Victor Kane, Blackwood's CEO." My heart pounds. Victor, the charming executive I met last week, a criminal? Jace's eyes darken. "We need to take him down," he says, his hand in mine, a vow in his grip. In my journal I write, Jace's touch is my weakness, but the truth could break us. Tessa's in danger, and Victor's playing a deadly game. The desert night hums, and I feel his heartbeat, the threat closing in. What would you risk, reader, for a love that burns hotter than the truth? The desert night cloaks Blackwood, Nevada, in a restless heat, the neon glow of the Iron Horse bar fading behind me as I drive through the empty streets. Last night, his touch on the dance floor, his hands on my hips, his dark eyes burning, stirred a forbidden desire, but the flash drive from Tessa Quinn, my paralegal and childhood friend, points to Blackwood Energy's CEO, Victor Kane, laundering money through a shell company, Desert Ventures, with ties to Jace's MC. A brick through the bar's window, with a note warning back off, lawyer, and Tessa's claim of being watched have me on edge. As I pull into my motel, the desert wind howling, Jace's vow to protect me clashes with the doubt in my heart. Tessa texts, her message urgent. Meet me at my place. Found more on Victor. I drive to her small apartment above a Blackwood diner, the scent of grease and coffee lingering in the stairwell. Tessa's green eyes are wide, her red hair pulled back, a laptop open on her kitchen table. Victor's emails mention a hawk handling payments, she says, showing me a screenshot. Riley, if Jace is involved, you're in deeper than you think. My stomach twists. Jace's claim that the MC is being framed feels true, but the evidence is damning. He says Victor's setting him up. I say, my voice shaky, the memory of his cedar scent and rough hands haunting me. Tessa frowns, her loyalty unwavering but cautious. Then we need proof fast. My apartment's been bugged. I found a device under my couch. Fear grips me, someone's closing in. I clutch the flash drive, its weight a reminder of the danger. We need to confront Victor, I say, my resolve hardening, but Tessa grabs my arm. Not yet. If he's tied to a syndicate, they'll kill to protect their operation. Her words echo the threatening note, and I nod, my mind racing. Jace calls, his voice low and urgent. Riley, meet me at the MC clubhouse. I've got something to show you. Against Tessa's warning, I go, drawn to him like a moth to flame, the desert stars above a witness to my recklessness. The Hard Riders Clubhouse, a low-slung building on Blackwood's edge, hums with the rumble of bikes and the scent of leather and oil. Jace is waiting, his leather cut snug over his broad shoulders, his dark eyes softening as they meet mine. You shouldn't be here, he says, pulling me inside. His hand on my lower back sparking heat through my silk blouse. But I can't let you face this alone. He leads me to a back room where a laptop displays bank records, transfers from Desert Ventures to an account not linked to the MC, but to Victor's assistant, Lena Hart. She's been forging my name, Jay says, his voice rough, his fingers brushing mine as he hands me a printout. Victor's using her to pin this on us. The air between us crackles, his nearness overwhelming. Why didn't you tell me sooner? I ask, my voice trembling, the space between us shrinking. His eyes darken, raw with something deeper than friendship. Because I'm falling for you, Riley, and I couldn't risk you getting hurt. His confession shakes me, and I lean closer, our lips inches apart, the memory of our night. His kisses under the stars, igniting a fire. But Tessa's warning echoes, and I pull back, clutching the printout. I need to know you're clean, I say, my heart pounding. He nods, his hand grazing my cheek, the touch electric. I'll prove it, princess. A roar outside interrupts. A black truck like the one that tailed me speeds past, gunfire shattering a window. Jace shoves me behind a table, his body shielding mine. His MC brothers returning fire. Stay down, he shouts, his arm around me. His heartbeat steady against my fear. The truck speeds off, and Tessa calls, her voice panicked. Riley, someone broke into my office. Files are gone. My blood runs cold, the syndicate's closing in. Jace calls Deputy Eli Navarro, a local cop with ties to the MC, who arrives to secure the scene. We're tracing the truck, Eli says, his badge glinting. But you're both targets now. Back at my motel, Tessa meets us, her face pale but fierce. "Victor's desperate," she says, handing me a backup drive. "This has proof of Lena's forgeries." Jace's hand finds mine, his grip a vow, but doubt lingers. Can I trust him fully? In my journal I write, Jace's touch is my sanctuary, but the syndicate's shadow grows. Tessa's risking everything and the truth is close, but so is danger. The desert night hums, and I feel his warmth, the threat tightening around us. What would you do, reader, when love and lies collide in the heat of the night? The desert night presses against Blackwood, Nevada, its stars sharp and unyielding, like the truth I'm chasing. Last night at the MC Clubhouse, his touch, rough, electric, pulled me closer. His claim that Victor Kane's assistant, Lena Hart, forged his name to frame the MC for Blackwood Energy's fraud ringing true. But Tessa Quinn's warning, her apartment bugged and her office ransacked, and a gunfire attack with a note. Back off, lawyer. Confirm the syndicate's grip is tightening. As I stand in my motel room, Jace's cedar scent lingering on my skin, Tessa's backup drive heavy in my pocket, I'm torn between his love and the shadow of betrayal. Tessa meets me at a diner on Blackwood's outskirts, the neon sign buzzing, the air thick with coffee and tension. Her green eyes are shadowed, her red hair tucked under a cap. "I traced Lena's account," she says, sliding a printout across the table. "It's linked to a syndicate called Desert Vipers, and Victor's just their front. Someone higher up is calling the shots." My heart races. Lena's forgeries point to a bigger player, and Jace's MC could still be entangled. Jace says he's clean. I say, my voice wavering, the memory of his near kiss burning. Tessa's gaze softens but sharpens. "I trust you, Riley, but his club's too close to this. I found a burner phone in my car. Someone's listening." Her words chill me, the syndicate's reach suffocating. "We need to trap them," I say, my resolve hardening. Tessa nods, pulling up an email on her phone. A coded message from Lena to an unknown contact. Hawk's girl is a problem. Handle her. My blood runs cold, they mean me. I text Jace, my fingers trembling. Meet me at the solar farm. We need to end this. His reply is instant. Be careful, princess. I'm with you. Despite the danger. His words warm me, a flicker of hope in the storm. Tessa insists on coming, her loyalty unwavering. "Your family, Riley," she says, squeezing my hand, her courage bolstering mine. We drive to Blackwood Energy's solar farm, its panels glinting under the moon, the desert wind carrying the scent of sage and danger. Jace is waiting, his leather cut snug, his dark eyes fierce as they meet mine. "I've got proof," he says, showing me a USB drive with Lena's forged contracts and syndicate communications. "But we're not safe here." His hand grazes my waist, the touch sparking heat, and I lean into him, our breaths mingling, the memory of our night under the stars pulling me closer. "I trust you," I whisper, my voice raw, and his eyes soften, a promise in their depths. But headlights cut through the darkness. A black truck, the same one that tailed me, screeching toward us. Jace shoves me behind a panel, his body shielding mine, as Tessa dives for cover. Victor Kane steps out, flanked by a man in a dark suit. Rico Vega, the Desert Viper's enforcer, his scar glinting. "You're persistent, lawyer," Victor sneers, his gun trained on us. "But this ends now." Jace's voice is steel. "You're done, Victor. We've got everything, your deals, your syndicate." Rico laughs, raising his gun, but Tessa throws a rock, shattering a panel, the noise startling them. I activate the wire hidden in my jacket, capturing Victor's confession. "The Viper's own Blackwood Energy. You're just collateral." Deputy Eli Navarro's sirens pierce the night. His team storming in, cuffing Victor and Rico. Jace takes a punch shielding me, his lip bleeding, but his eyes lock onto mine, raw with love. "I told you I'd keep you safe," he says, his voice hoarse, and I kiss him, soft and desperate, the desert wind wrapping around us. Tessa's safe, her arms around me, but she whispers, "There's still someone out there." The emails mentioned a boss. My heart skips. Lena's just a pawn. In my journal I write, Jace's love is my fire, but the syndicate's shadow lingers. Tessa's my rock, but who's the real enemy? The desert hums, and I feel his heartbeat, the danger closer than ever. What would you fight for, reader, when love is the only truth in a web of lies? Blackwood, Nevada, wakes under a desert sunrise, the sky ablaze with hues of amber and rose, but my heart still races from the shadows of last night. 3 months ago sparked a love I never expected. Our kiss at the solar farm, his vow to protect me amidst gunfire, bound us tighter, but the truth about Blackwood Energy's fraud, tied to a syndicate called Desert Vipers, threatens to tear us apart. Tessa Quinn, my paralegal and childhood friend, uncovered Victor Kane's role as a front, but her warning of a higher boss behind Lena Hart's forgeries keeps danger close. As I stand in Jace's safe house, a desert cabin bathed in morning light, his cedar scent grounding me, I know today will decide if our love can outshine the lies. Tessa arrives, her green eyes fierce, clutching a new flash drive. I decrypted more emails, she says, her red hair catching the sunlight. The boss is Marcus Tate, Blackwood Energy's chairman, orchestrating the Vipers' drug money through the company. My heart lurches. Marcus, the polished executive who welcomed me to the case, a mastermind? Jace's jaw tightens. His leather cuts snug over his shoulders. He's been using my club as a scapegoat, he says, his dark eyes locking onto mine, raw with determination. We're ending this, Riley. His hand brushes my cheek, the touch igniting a fire, and I nod, my resolve matching his. Together, I say, our fingers entwining, a vow in the quiet. Deputy Eli Navarro sets up a sting at the Blackwood Energy Gala, a glitzy event at the Desert Star Hotel, its chandeliers casting a deceptive glow. I wear a wire under my black dress, my pulse pounding as Jace, in a rare suit, poses as my date. His hand on my lower back sparking heat through the silk. Marcus Tate greets us, his smile slick, unaware of the trap. Enjoy the evening, Ms. Parker, he says, his eyes lingering too long, chilling me. Tessa, posing as a caterer, slips me a signal. Marcus is meeting a Viper contact in the hotel's basement. Jace's grip tightens, his voice low. Stay close, princess. The nickname stirs memories of our night. Whiskey, stars, his lips on mine, and I cling to his strength. We follow Marcus to the basement, the air damp with the scent of concrete and betrayal. He's with a man in a black jacket, Viper leader Diego Cruz, his voice cold as he counts cash. The lawyer's a problem, Marcus says, and my heart stops. They mean me. Jace signals Eli, and I activate the wire, capturing Marcus's confession. The Viper's own Blackwood Energy. Ramsey's club was the perfect cover. Diego draws a gun, but Tessa drops a tray, the crash echoing, giving Eli's team the cue to storm in. Sirens blare, cuffing Marcus and Diego, but Lena Hart lunges from the shadows, a knife glinting. Jace tackles her, taking a shallow cut, his blood staining his shirt. I rush to him, my hands trembling as I press a cloth to his wound. I'm fine, he murmurs, his eyes fierce with love, and I kiss him, deep and desperate, the world narrowing to his warmth. Tessa's arms wrap around us, her tears mixing with mine. You're safe, she says, her loyalty binding us. Eli secures the ledger from Diego's bag, detailing the Viper's network, enough to dismantle them. Back at Jace's safe house, the truth unravels. Marcus used Lena to forge Jace's name, framing the MC to hide his drug empire. Blackwood Energy is cleared, my case closed, and my debts paid with Jace's help. Weeks later, Blackwood glows with holiday lights, the Viper's gone. Tessa opens a PI firm with me, her courage inspiring the town. Jace and I grow closer, our nights filled with desert rides and quiet kisses. At the Iron Horse's winter party, he pulls me onto the dance floor, his leather jacket against my skin, his voice raw. I love you, Riley, he says, kneeling, a ring glinting under the neon. Marry me. Tears fall as I say yes, our kiss a promise under the stars. But a final twist arrives, a note in my purse. You won, but I'm watching. Eli traces it to a viper remnant, already caught, easing my fear. Tessa toasts. To Riley, who burned through the lies. I raise my glass, Jace's hand in mine, and add. To Blackwood, where love rides free. As we dance, a call from my estranged brother promises a reunion, tying my heart to home. What would you chase, reader, when love lights the darkest horizon?